Hi, I'm Bonnie Marlow, broker owner of Cisco Realty.
I'm Lindsay Toy-Swick, Realtor at Cisco Realty.
You know, if you're thinking about buying a home, one of the most important things and stressful things to do is actually writing that offer.
It can be very overwhelming when you think about it.
Exactly. So today we're going to break it down a little bit and discuss writing an offer and what the steps are involved and show you that it doesn't have to be such a scary and stressful thing.
It doesn't have to be.
You know, one of the first things is make sure you're pre-approved.
Yes.
That actually should be done before you start looking at homes.
Yes.
However, if you're not already pre-approved and you find a home, before you put that offer in, that is something that is a necessity.
Yes, because we send that pre-approval over with the offer, so it's important that they kind of go together.
Exactly. And the pre-approval is also going to tell us a lot of information.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to tell us what type of loan it is, you know, conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, which can make a big difference in the offer. It's going to make sure that you can actually afford, you know, the house that you want to put an offer in on. And it also gives the seller peace of mind knowing that you are good for that offer that you're putting in.
Absolutely. You're serious about it.
Exactly. So, you know, that's, you know, something that, like I said, really important. Should actually be done before looking at homes, but if not, definitely before putting in an offer.
Yes.
So you go out, we're pre-approved, we look at homes, you're all excited, you want to put in an offer. What's next?
Well, the short answer is a lot of paperwork. But you do have to sit down, you have to have a discussion. What really are you asking for? And that isn't always just money. There are contingencies. And you can ask for anything.
Exactly.
But you should only ask for, to make your offer really strong, you have to find out what's important to you, what contingency is important to you.
Yeah. And as far as the offering price, yes, look at what the seller's asking. But your agent can also run a CMA and be a source of knowledge as to what they believe the house should go for. What a good sales price is.
Yes.
So that's probably really the first thing, is determine what do you believe is a good sales price for that house.
Well, and that's just it. You should offer what you are comfortable with, because you're going to be paying for it for a very long time if it gets accepted. So you have to do what you're comfortable with.
But you also have to remember, if you're really far below that list price, more than likely it's going to be rejected.
Yes, or countered, but that's also another conversation.
Exactly. And another thing that your agent should do for you at the very beginning is find out if there's any other offers or interest in the property, because that might really determine what type of offer you want to put in. It could determine your price. It could determine, you know, if you're asking for closing costs or not, and a whole lot of other things. Because if you know you're in a multiple offer situation, you're going to want to make sure that your offer is as strong as possible.
Yes.
Because the one thing, if you're up against other offers, what I always tell my buyers is, you need to go in with your strongest and best.
Yes.
You need to make sure, you know, you're going to be okay with the fact if you lose this house.
Yes. Because that's always the worst part, when you have a lower offer, but you know your clients are in love, and then they lose it. So it's important to have conversations like that.
However, the listing agent doesn't necessarily have to tell you if it's a multiple offer situation.
No.
But as a buyer's agent, we always ask.
Yes.
Or should always ask.
Yes.
Because if we can get that information, it's very useful when deciding what to put in the contract for the offer.
Yes.
So, you know, after price, like we said, we need to determine whether or not you're going to ask for closing costs. So this is also another conversation with your lender that we as agents can have on your behalf.
Yes.
To find out exactly how much is required for closing costs. And then, do you as the buyer, can you afford to pay that? Do you want to pay that, or do you want to ask the seller to pay that on your behalf? And this also is important on your loan type, because most conventional loans, you can only ask for a maximum of 3% of the sales price for closing costs. So, you know, that's another thing that we need to keep in mind. So, And then now with the new climate, with the commissions, you're probably going to have to ask in the offer for the seller to pay the buyer broker commissions.
Yep.
Which should have been explained to you by your agent when you assigned your exclusive buyer's agreement. So, that's another cost to the seller. So those costs to the seller start to add up sometimes.
Absolutely.
Every time you ask the seller to pay something, you need to keep that in mind that it comes off your offer price.
Yes.
So your offer price isn't the top number.
Nope. Seller doesn't get that price.
The offer price is after anything you ask the seller to pay.
Yeah.
That's what you're really offering.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to keep in mind. But it's not all just about price either.
No.
There are other things we need to negotiate.
Possession is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a seller who needs more time to leave to go on to their next stage, that can be a good negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
If you're offering a little less, but you're willing to give them more time, that can be a big deal in that offer. It's not all about the price.
Exactly. And that's something else that maybe your agent can find out from the listing agent.
Yeah.
What's important to that seller? Do they need those 30 days or 45 days, or do they not need that?
Yes.
And if you're selling and buying at the same time, that possession might really be important to you too.
Absolutely.
You're going to have to line things up so that you're not homeless.
Yes. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then inspection. We always highly recommend that our buyers always have an inspection done. But that's something that needs to be put in the contract.
Yes.
And it's really important because once your inspection period is up, you can no longer ask for repairs. You can no longer ask for price reductions. When the inspection period is over and done with, that's it. The contract stands. So all negotiations have to be done before the inspection period ends.
Yes. You can negotiate a longer inspection period.
Yes.
But when that inspection period is over, that's it.
So not only does the inspection have to happen during that time, all negotiations have to happen during that time.
Yep.
So, but the good thing is, as a buyer, you'll have an agent like me or Lindsay that can walk you through everything, walk you through the contract, explain everything to you so you feel comfortable and know what you're signing and what you're offering.
Absolutely.
And once the offer is submitted, the seller can accept it, reject it, or counter it.
Yep.
And if there's a negotiation, that's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
So
it's kind of what we live for.
That's right. Did you have anything else that you'd like to add?
I think it's important to just remember that yes, price is important in an offer, but if you have an agent that is good with communicating with the listing agent, a lot of times you can kind of find out what a good offer would be through, talking to that other agent. Is it possession? Is it closing costs? Is it price? If you can get an agent who's willing to communicate for you and on your behalf, that's the way to go.
And if, like we said, if it's a multiple offer situation, you're going to need to go in with your strongest offer.
Yes.
If it's been on the market for 150 days and there's no other offers right now, you might be able to try to go in a little bit lower and negotiate and see where you end up. But so writing an offer doesn't have to be stressful.
No.
Yeah, especially when you have us on your side.
We enjoy it. We like the challenge.
So if you're ready to buy or have any questions, please reach out to Cisco Realty.
Have a good week.